Mayong adlaw mga higala. Today is the third day of Solar Week 2022. Solar Week 2022 is brought to us by the Mindanao Goes Solar Movement, which rallies all Mindanaons towards a clean energy transition in the region through solar. My name is Drean Mendoza Orion. I'm honored to be part of this movement, and I'll be with you this entire week. As a mom and as an entrepreneur, importante gid ang pagkawai sa tanang butang. And kung asa ka makatipid, dito ta, di ba? Why not? So karong Woke Wednesday, we can all learn about the people who have already chosen to wake up with solar generated electricity. Excited kay ko ani nga topic personally because I'm curious. I'm genuinely curious kung unsaon ni pagtabang sa atong mga komunidad, sa atong mga negosyo. It can even help farmers and small to medium enterprises. So we're very, very excited to know more this Woke Wednesday. And equally woke for today and equally excited for today are two of my beautiful, beautiful co-hosts. So ladies and gentlemen, how about a virtual round of applause for the lovely Nicole Abbas Datayan and the beautiful Shaila Sanchez. Hi, ladies.
Hi, Gray. Hi,
Hi,
everyone.
Gray. Hi, Nicole. Hi, everybody.
As
Hi.
bright as the sun ng atong mga kaanyag, no? Sa atong mga bisita karong hapon. Now, I'm going to get right to the point because a lot of people are already watching and they want to know nga tinuod gid ay ang mga marites nga si Shyla ug si Nicole na anay mga solar panels sa ilahang panimalay.
Yeah.
Nicole, could you start? Could you
Yes.
tell us more about it?
Oh, yes, yes. So we've set up solar panels already for the house. I have to be very honest and say that initially this wasn't something that I wanted when we were constructing the house because for financial reasons, for budgetary reasons. But I think that is going to be discussed later on, how to do this within a certain budget limit. But I all I can say right now is that I am so glad. I am so glad that we put up solar panels, and we're living. Our electricity, our energy is solar powered, and we've been living here at the farmhouse now for almost 3 months without support from the electrical company. So it's been purely solar.
Nako, I'm
So
very excited to
menos
know more
gastos.
because I'm one of those people who are also hesitant because it might not be pasok sa budget. So it might be difficult to get the budget for to power our home. So I'm very excited to
Yeah.
know more of your story later. And Shyla, hi Shyla, you're from Butuan if I'm not
Hi.
mistaken.
Yes, correct. I am. I'm from Butuan City, originally from Manila, but we moved here a couple of years back. Kasi kato, we have a gamay ra gyud nga lugar dito sa bukid, and then kato it was difficult, very difficult to connect to the grid. So amo
Mm-hmm.
nang na huna-huna na, why don't we try? I just challenged my husband really na parang, do you wanna like study how what it's like to go solar? So kato siya
Yeah.
gyud nag-aral. So it's all him. I had nothing to do. I just turned the switch on. It took a while for him, like usahay, like we got it wrong. And then
Mm-hmm.
kulang kasi we didn't realize na dito di ay sa bukid, it's usually windy as well. So pag windy yung days,
Mm,
and walay
mm.
araw, it's foggy. So naisip namin,
Yeah.
he also got wind energy as a backup. So we do have solar
Oh,
and wind in the farm.
wow.
Wow. So,
I'm really, if I
yes,
may
yes.
say, I'm
Go
really
ahead, go.
excited about this. Because how Shy started is entirely different. It's very different about with how we started, because it was really my husband who wanted to be doing this, and then I was the one who said, I'm not sure about this, and then here Shy, she was the one who was like, yeah, let's give this a try. And then did you go DIY,
Oh,
Shy?
yeah, very DIY. It was really just my husband, and then he had somebody with his in his company help him out. So silang dalawa lang talaga nag-figure
Mm,
out ng wiring and everything because the kubo is small. That's why I'm curious as to
mm.
how big is your home area?
Uh, about 200 square meters. But
Oh,
we did not power everything. So it were chosen appliances, the ones that we really need, the water pump, the
yes,
refrigerator,
yes,
and yes, and of course the
yes.
internet power. So it's
Oh,
not
yeah,
everything
yeah.
yet, but we're gonna go there. We'd
Oh,
like
okay.
to be 100%, dependent
Mhm.
on it. But
On
that's probably going to come in maybe much later. And like you, we there were a lot of learning curves as well. But
yes.
we're enjoying this.
Yes, yes, it is a process, no? Even us like up there in the bukid, nakakatuwa because our kubo is around, it's super tiny. It's like 15 square meters siguro, or even
Yeah.
10. But we put lights up in the mango tree. And so we have around 30 lights up in the house, and it's
Oh,
all solar and wind powered. Nakakatuwa talaga. It was nice getting to
yeah.
know, like, what works. And then my husband was talking about, like, pwede pala to sa house, no? Like what you are doing. So I can't wait to see what your house is like as well.
Oh,
Because
oh, come over, come
yeah,
over. We'd
definitely.
love to have you over soon. Oh, of course, Shy.
Sige.
For you, it's the farm setup. For me, it's the
Mm,
residential setup. And
I know,
uh,
yes.
over there in Butuan, what have you seen? No, for about the possibilities of solar, especially for the Butuan area, for especially for the communities that have a hard time, getting energy services.
Right. Well, great question, because where we are is up in the mountains, and doon talaga Mindanao doon. So can you imagine, like, our kubo actually stands out because a small area has like 30
Yeah.
lights. That's really dark already. So we can really see that there's so much potential to go solar in this area, especially like what I said, it's very difficult to get on the grid. Dito sa bukid, di ba,
Yeah.
you need to get permits
Mhm.
pa ba ya? And then I
Yes.
don't know why,
Yes.
for some reason, ko nun, may saranjod ko ka ng, you can't apply the rural and urban setting for electricity. It's not the
Oh no.
same. And yet the electric
Mm.
company seems to want to apply the urban rules mo ng
No.
lisod yun. What about in your
I
area where your home is at?
Yeah, I totally get you, no? Kanang the part where the urban area, the rural area, it's really not the same. The setup is entirely different. For us here, I have seen that a lot of people slowly, very very slowly getting into it. They've started with small solar lamps that they put outside of their houses, because a lot of
Yes.
the homes here, they have no access yet to electricity. Even if they do, they cannot afford it yet. So
Yes.
buying solar off. But funny thing is that they have access to Shopee, to Lazada, and then so they
Yes.
order it. So because it's much
Yes.
cheaper now to be able to
Yes,
order
it
those
is.
the smaller solar panels, and then just put it up. So enjoy sila. Sometimes we see them,
Yes,
they're sitting
tinuod.
outside using their phones and stuff. So it's good. It makes you feel like,
It makes
oh
sense.
wow, this is, yes, no, like,
Yeah.
oh wow, this movement is expanding. So
Yes,
it's good.
yes.
It's renewable energy, and it's really good for the environment, I think.
Yes, and I think a lot of people was, syempre, before it was expensive because there wasn't a lot of knowledge about it as well. But I think now it's becoming more readily available for us because,
Yeah,
people are learning more
yeah.
about it. Batteries are getting cheaper as well. Dili katulad sa una, di ba? Mahal kaayo. Pero kaya karon it's more accessible. And if you actually do the math, right, Nicole, parang mahal siya sa first part. Like, you're gonna be spending a lot. But if I divide
Uh-huh.
it into like how many months, like 3 to 5 years, like, paid na ni. Diba? So,
Yes, that's true. Oo, paid na gyud kay. Especially now, you cannot control the electricity. I have
yes,
noticed that. I don't know, and, no offense to anybody, but sometimes it's just like, oh my gosh, why am I paying this much? And then another month, I'm just like, okay, we can afford this. And then, but
yes,
with solar, we're
yes,
just like, okay, let's just sit back and relax, and the sun is just going
yes.
to take care of everything for us.
Yes. And what's great as well, no, is kanang naana tay mga companies sad who actually put them out like on, not sort of,
Mhm.
parang on loan, and then you pay it monthly.
Yeah.
Kanang same amount of your electricity,
Yes,
Diba?
yes,
So
yes.
parang you're paying the same amount of your electricity kanisa mga solar companies, and then at the end of, like, some I've heard 10 years, 5 years, sa imo na
Yes,
to,
yes, yes.
right?
Oh, oh, and that's really good, no? And then, like you and I, our families both, initially, I think a lot of people are going to be a little overwhelmed with setting up
Yes.
solar. Pero kaya na ba yan yun? We're just
At
gonna have to.
tinuod, yeah, because my husband is he would say he's not a rocket scientist, he's a marketing guy. So ang iya ha talagang he googled YouTube, Professor YouTube, maayo kaayo si Professor YouTube, no?
Yes,
And
YouTube University.
yeah, exactly. So mo nang I'm also excited to learn more from our guests later on tungod sa I know there's one who's a consumer as well, and then
Oh,
of course there's
yes.
also two who are from solar company. So this is going to be a very
Mhm.
interesting topic this afternoon.
Right. So I think it's time for us to introduce this other consumer. A lot of people know him. You would be living under the rock if you do not know this guy. So he is, diba? He is an adopted son of Mindanao na, and he is, like Shai mentioned earlier, a user of solar energy for his home, which is, I think, if I'm not wrong, is located straight on a beachfront. Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
Yes.
So here
Mm.
it is. It's my pleasure to introduce our next guest here. He is no other than Kyle Jennerman, more popularly known as Kulas. So here it is. Let's watch this.
Give me a warning. Give me a warning in like 3 seconds before it's gonna
1,
go.
2, 3, go. Go.
Really? It's gonna go? Oh my gosh! Yay! Woo!
Oh, there you go. Wow, that's a lot of panels.
Okay, guys, this is it. It's been a long time coming, but as of this moment, we are officially off grid.
Right.
Now, off grid means we're not tapped into any line. We're completely separate. There's another thing you can do in solar called hybrid, which is you're interconnected with the system.
Yeah.
But we're 100% off grid. This is a 5 kilowatt setup. What we got here, this is Felix from Davao, I believe. No,
Yeah.
Tagum or Davao?
Davao, yeah.
Davao represent. This is Mike, who you would have met before. Now they're actually both engineers, or are you both engineers?
Yeah.
I didn't know Mike was an engineer. That's so bro. But they both have companies and they work together to do various projects here in the Philippines. And Mike was a friend of mine, so I decided to try and do my solar through him, and it's been really successful. Mike, what exactly is this?
This is a off-grid setup for solar, a 5 kilowatt off-grid setup. Inverter, the circuit breakers, and the batteries.
Okay, cool. Now, what I want to know, Felix, what does that thing do? What does it do?
So basically, the inverter will convert the batteries and the solar panels into a AC system, so that we can utilize inside our house.
Okay.
From batteries, from solar panel, it will charge the batteries, and right now we are using directly the sun energy.
So everything's coming from the
Yeah,
sun.
sun energy, because tonight batteries will start
work.
up.
Yeah,
It will work
cool.
tonight.
So, from what I know,
Oh.
now correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but we have these panels. So there's
Yeah.
14 panels.
Yeah.
They're 400 volts each, or watts? Sorry.
No, 450 watts. Yeah.
450 watts. Sorry. And they're all set up here, and they're running down to this box. They're connected to the batteries,
Yeah.
which are being charged.
Charge.
Are
Yes.
going to the inverter,
Yeah.
which is converting everything to
To-
electricity
Yes.
for our house.
Exactly. Yes.
Now, this system here, I saw, if you look at the green box, there's
Yeah.
like percentages.
Yes.
So maybe when we're all turned on, it says 25%, 30%,
Yeah.
something like that. So this system here is actually much more than we really need at this time
Yes.
for our house.
Yeah.
But is that a good thing or a bad thing when you're building solar? Is it okay to build a bigger system? Like, is that okay? Like, will the energy just sit here or?
No,
Yeah.
it's advisable, Brad, because someday you will add more appliances, so
Better
it's
you have a
preferred,
spare energy. So
Sakto.
it's good. You have a bigger size of system than your load.
No.
inside.
You hear that? It's like, it's very, very quiet. Is this the loudest it's gonna get?
yeah, it's the fans.
Fans, cooling
Yeah,
fans.
cooling
Yeah.
fans.
Ah, so up here coming in.
Yeah.
So this box here, what you guys are looking at right now, this is actually going to be completely covered.
Uh-huh.
This will be, we have a friend who does construction who's coming in. They built this whole setup, and they're going to be putting a box here. So I guess solar, this can't get wet, diba?
Yeah.
This
yeah.
has to be separate.
Yeah.
But these panels here, which you would have seen on the drone, do we have to clean them or?
Not necessarily you have to clean it because it's raining, so it will wash out
The dirt.
the dirt.
So
Yeah.
so the maintenance on these panels is pretty easy.
Yeah.
Like, you just leave
You can
them.
wipe also, but just leave it. It will clean by itself because we have rain.
It's dope,
So,
man.
yeah.
Wow, Shai, did you see that? That's a huge setup.
Yes, it is. It's a huge setup. How many solar panels do you have sa inyo,
Lifeline.
Haniko?
So we have, let's start here, batteries.
Batteries.
How long were these babies gonna last us?
Maybe from 3 to 5 years. Yeah.
3 to 5 years.
Yes.
So,
Depends on the usage.
and then
How many
each
panels
battery could be
did he
replaced.
say he
after
has?
about that
16?
time, or-
Yeah.
Easily
Okay.
we can
No.
replace it.
Inverter. How is this gonna last a long time, or
Yeah.
Yes, it will lang.
like how many years maybe?
10 years maybe.
10 years. And then the panels, these are 25.
25 years
Oh,
warranty.
so the panels are actually. Now, what's interesting is our solar pump, which I'll show you in the future. It runs straight from a panel. So, in the Philippines, yes, brownouts happen, just like in other places. But because we're off grid, is there any way this can like, like explode, or like can it like short circuit, or like is there anything like a safety thing here? or-
Yeah, we have a lot of
Safety protection device.
protection devices there. We have surge protection device. We have miniature circuit breaker and also the battery isolator. So if it is overload, it will automatically trip off. So it's safe. Yeah.
So like this is basically all good.
Yeah,
You just gotta
so-
cover it up, keep it dry.
Yeah.
And then there's built-in fans keeping everything
Yeah,
cool.
ventilation. You have to put some ventilations inside of this.
Now, I know that over the past like 10 years, solar's becoming a lot more affordable.
Yeah.
Like, and even this, like, I'm not gonna tell you guys the exact price we paid, but I will tell you that it is very affordable, and you're gonna get your return of investment in the future, because now we're never gonna have to pay electric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all now from this point on free.
Yes.
But for like, let's say you wanted to do solar on your beach property, like, can people just contact you, or how does that work? Like,
Yeah. We have a Facebook page also.
okay.
And you know me.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, this was never a plan. So I always wanted to do solar,
Yeah.
and then literally a few months, well, actually about a month before my accident, I was just like chatting with Mike. I was like, wait a minute, Mike, you do electrical stuff. Can you actually do solar? And he's like, yeah. We're like, oh, dope. Okay, so we ended up doing it, and then Mike and Felix work together. So they have 2 companies,
Yeah.
and basically. Yeah, I'm just gonna put their details in the video, so you can contact them if you want. They're friends of mine, you can trust them. And this whole thing, as you would have seen last night, briefly, and as you'll see tonight, I'm gonna show you, it's pretty cool when it turns on, because it's like,
Oh.
I called my parents earlier, I was like, we're solar! It's like dope, man.
Yeah, more.
5 kilowatts.
More.
Or go.
More.
Oh, yeah.
So literally right now, we have like just some people charging stuff, maybe a light or 2 on. We're only using 8% right there, 8% of our whole load.
Yes.
Load meaning how much electricity we have and can utilize.
Yes.
So maybe tonight I'm gonna show you guys, we're gonna check this again, I'm gonna turn everything on. And what do you think? What do you think that would be, like 30%, 35?
No, maybe 15%.
15.
Only
Oh,
15.
yeah. 15 or 20, yes, like that.
So when it comes to lights, fans, kind of low.
And right now we are using
Oh, we're using a
fridge,
freezer.
yes.
Freezer,
Yeah, we have a big freezer. So the freezer's plugged in. We can put in 10 more freezers, no problem. If you want to do solar, you can just message me, and personally to my Facebook page, Becoming Filipino, I can give you their details. Or you can also, I'm going to put it in the description, how you can contact their companies. Again, Mike is my friend. Felix is now my friend. He used to work in Dubai for 10 years doing engineering, no?
Yeah.
Mike is with his wife. They have a construction electrical company around Davao. Basically, yeah, you can trust them. And solar is actually really easy to get.
Yeah.
So if you want to, do good things for the environment, and if you want to, have a good system and feel comfortable chilling out, even if there's brownouts, solar, man. Go
Yeah,
solar.
Green energy.
Green energy. I like it. Feeling green.
Yeah.
It's a green inverter. Yeah, nice one. Cool, man.
All right.
Thank you.
Wow.
Nice.
So I quickly counted, I think that's like 14 panels, if I'm not wrong, and we're only using 7 in our home.
Ayun,
That's
7.
amazing. Oh.
Hi,
So what you
Drea.
saw, ladies and gentlemen, was a video from Colas's Facebook page, Becoming Filipino. You can follow him on his social media accounts. And Nicole and Shyla, hi! I missed you guys for a second there.
I know. We did too.
When Colas was talking about his solar panel experience and solar generated electricity experience, I saw both of your eyes just light up, sparkled, because you knew exactly what he was talking about. Do you have any feedback?
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
true.
Nakakainis,
Yes.
no?
Oh, it was so nice to see. Like, yes, definitely great. You should try it. Nakakatuwa lang din just seeing Kulas as well, no? Because like ours is like a way smaller version. Pero nakakatuwa na parang, okay, so when you size up, yun yung itsura, no? So yun yung future. Kumbaga, he has 14, and then Nicole, you said you have 7. Kami, we have 1 lang, and then 1 wind turbine lang. But it can power, ours can already power an air conditioner, but we don't have one. And refrigerator as well. Can you imagine, like, 1 solar panel can do that already, no? Nakakatuwa.
Yeah.
A great sign that
It's
Mindanao
amazing.
can definitely go solar, yeah.
Yes, that's true.
That's what we're aiming
so
for.
true.
That's why we're here.
Yeah, I think people shouldn't be intimidated about putting up and setting up solar. They can start with very few solars. I don't think they need to set up like all whole 14 solar panels. Kulas just did, but the difference is that with Kulas, I think he's decided to go off grid, which means that he's 100% dependent on the solar. Like for us, ours is hybrid, meaning that we can still switch to regular electrical support.
Yes.
when
So
the
figure
pandemic
out which. Yeah, go ahead, Gray.
Oh, no, sure.
It completely slipped my mind as well. So go ahead.
Okay. I was just talking about, how when the pandemic hit, businesses, especially the small ones, SMEs, MSMEs, were so unprepared for this unwelcome visitor, right? It hit us all so badly. And the bills kept coming, diba? They did not stop. There were only a few exemptions. So it would be great if, aside from sa balay, aside from home use, we could also start using these in small to medium enterprises and other stuff. Others, kabisan tindahan, sari-sari store, as tiny as that business, dako na kayong tabang kung mga minusa ng ato ang bill, atong gastos sa kuryente, di ba? So, it would be great, Nicole, that we have guests today that we can
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. But before we introduce our guests, probably Gray, we'd like to encourage our viewers right now. If you have questions about setting up solar, if you have questions about how this works, we do have guests, 3 of them, as a matter of fact, and I'm sure they will be more than happy to answer your questions. So our first guest is someone who represents the business owners of my locality where I live. And let us welcome the Executive Director of Cagayan de Oro Chamber of Commerce, or Oro Chamber, Ma'am Lotgarda Motol.
Hello,
Hi, ma'am. Mayong hapon.
Hello, ma'am. hapon.
Hello po. Joining us
Hi
today as
there.
well is from a solar company based in Cagayan de Oro. He is the Chief of Sales of Northern Mindanao for Green Energy Solar. He is also the host of WTF or What's the Future, a local online show which explores the future of electricity powered by clean energy, where he talks about the electricity applications for Mindanao. Here with us in the studio is Mr. Christian Aris Sai.
Hello, good afternoon. Maayong hapon, maayong hapon.
Yay, mayang hapon. And of course, our third guest for the day, he comes all the way from Zamboanga City, also from a solar installation company from Suntastic Zamboanga, their operations and marketing office. Let's welcome Mr. Rick Fesabo.
Oh, I
Okay,
think
so
we're
we're
having a bit of a technical difficulty. I think it's intermittent ang connection sa ating third guest. But again, daghan kaayong salamat for our guest today for giving us the opportunity to kulit you guys about our questions. And of course, the people watching right now can send us your questions by commenting live or sending us a private message on Facebook or Instagram.
Right.
Oh, here he is. Yes, Shaila. Yes, hello,
Ayan.
sir. Are you there?
Yes, I think Mr. Rick is already here, no?
Yes, but I think you cannot hear us yet. There, okay. So we have three experts today in our panel. Well, first of all, sirs, ma'am, sir, any of you could answer this question. Kula spoke about, Ganiha, he spoke about investing in solar panels as something that we should all consider, regardless if it's for commercial use or household use. I've asked this before as well in our previous experts, but I'd like to get to know, from a business perspective, is it worth the investment and can we afford it?
We'll answer that.
Yes, you're.
To be honest, if we were talking 10 years ago, I don't think I could say the same. But I think right now, the cost of solar has dropped drastically. And that's one of the reasons where a lot of businesses and commercial establishments and residential users have opted for investing into solar. In fact, the reason why businesses are transitioning into solar as an alternative source of energy is because they saw solar as an investment. So it's not something that a liability. It's something that you can recover, say, for example, in 3 to 4 years. And after that, all of the savings that you will have is already your profit, like ginansya. And you can use that for other things. You can use that, to buy the things that you want, or you can use that to pay the tuition for your kid, or probably invest and expand your business. So I think the economic benefit of solar is something that right now encourages people to invest into it.
Okay. All right. So you were talking about investment, no? Investment. So ang investment would in turn become savings. So let's say, let's talk about the savings po dayon karon. What kind of percentage ang atong makita sa savings pagdawat nato sa atong billing at the end of the month? Maingana.
Can I share also our experience?
Yes, Ma'am Lot.
Yeah.
Can I?
No,
Sorry.
our
Let's go with
office.
Ma'am Lot first, and then we can ask you, sir.
Yeah. Okay, in 2016, we started having our solar panels. Gamay pa to siya. It's just 3 kilowatt. Actually, kay medyo dako man sa dang atong building. So, medyo dako ang kinahanglan nun sa ano. But as the same as Nicole, we have hybrid na system. Because also, we don't want to lose our direct na contact with our providers sa electricity yun. And so I would say long-term financial gain gid namo is dako gid siya savings. Like let us say after 2016, then 2021 we add up another 5 kilowatt hour. 5 kilowatt I mean nga capacity. So we have a total of 8 kilowatt capacity. So it gives us an average of 25 to 30. Just to imagine, wala may battery. So we only
Wow.
use that nga kana yung iyang normal capacity, no? So
Mhm.
25 to 30% savings in a month. Percent ha? Savings on a monthly basis. So imo na siyang computon if we're looking to save at about 1.2 million for a conservative of 15 years. So 15 years kay normally murag
Wow.
giingon man nila nga that's 25 years gid ang life sa atong solar panels. But if we'll say conservative for 15 years lang,
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
kung ano lang nato at a constant rate lugar ang atong prices sa electricity,
Mm-mm.
we can gain about 1.2. I mean gain because we can save, no?
Yes, in
For
saving.
1.2 million. So more than nagid na siya sa imong investment.
Yeah.
So
And that's no battery,
double.
no? Ma'am
Yes,
Luz, you
double na gid
said.
mo.
Wow.
Yes.
Bawi na.
So,
Bawi na gyud. Oo.
bawi gid kaayo siya.
Okay. Okay. I think one of the reasons manggod nga kanang intimidated ang uban nga mga homeowners no about setting up solar powers is that they think it's very expensive. What kind of setup can they kanang murag kung pangutanon pa ni siya unsay starter pack for maybe let's say medium-sized homes, small to medium-sized homes. What would be a good starter pack for them?
Siguro let's go ahead and ask Mr.
Rick.
Rick siguro. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Sir Rick. Oh, sir, okay.
I think Sir Rick is on
Good
mute. Yeah.
afternoon of everyone.
Mm.
Depende po sa sa requirement ng ng ating client regarding sa pag-set up. So pati sa location, kung ang area po ay parating brownout, preferably yung hybrid setup. Bali magiging backup na lang yung grid. Pero more than 50% of the solar yung electricity usage yun dun sa solar. So malaki talaga ang
Yeah.
natitipid na solar. Meron naman po
Siguro.
tayo yung tinatawag po natin ma'am na setup na yung dahan-dahan natin ni from meron naman 1 kilowatt, 2 kilowatt. Pero dapat
Yeah.
ang preparation po mas malaki po yung inverter. So dahan-dahan na lang natin progressive po ang tawag doon.
Progressive. So hinay-hinay no kana makita nimo nga gusto pa nimo dugangan nga di ba usually magud mga essential appliances would be your let's say your refrigerator if you're living medyo layo sa syudad para nga ma-stock pagkaon, refrigerator and of course the
Air
main
conditioner.
main lights and then later on you can proceed the dayon progress to other appliances your smaller appliances and then that's probably where they can start na dayon.
I have a question. Kung kintahe lang kasi 'di ba here in Mindanao, there's bachelor pads are very popular, like studio units are very popular. So we're talking about a 25 square meter siguro na kwarto or bachelor's pad, for example, that has, let's say, 7 lights, 1 aircon, 1 refrigerator. Mga, how much yung initial investment kaya niyan? Maybe Mr. Christian can answer.
Well, that's a very very tricky question, and I think we get that type of question a lot. No, a lot of clients they ask us about they give us the appliances and everything, but I think the most important thing, and we have as installers, as contractors, as providers of solar, we have to make things right. No, there are a lot of instances in the past where installers just install without necessarily educating them about why they need that kind of setup and why they need that much panels in the roof. So I think the first step that we need to do is for us to consult with the client. So we talk to the client, we assess the house, we look at the actual load, and Sir Rick was right. We determine if the priority is backup power or if the priority is daytime use, and then we can recommend the best system for them. But I think the advantage for bachelor pads and boarding houses and apartments is that the landowner can make it as a business itself. So normally, these pads, they have naka-sub-meters yan, right? They have a
Yes,
main
yes.
meter. That's where
Mm-mm.
the grid or Sepalco reads the billing. So what they can
Mm-mm.
do is that they can install solar, they can charge the tenants with the same rate as Sepalco, but they actually
Mm-mm.
buy they get the energy from solar, which is relatively around only 2 pesos and 70 cents per kilowatt hour. So grabe ang ginansya nila if they do that. I mean, that's a for the
For
owners
the
of pads
yeah.
who are listening, that's a negosyo tip for you for free. Walang bayad yan.
I have a follow-up question,
Ng
Mr.
negosyo
Christian,
tip.
kasi my follow-up question to that is so nag-start ka, for example, di ba you said they have to consult you? How much for a consultation? Kaya ang uban man good, it's like, you're scared to go to the doctor kasi alam mo like, may consultation fee pa yan and everything. Sa
Yeah.
inyo, how much is a consultation fee?
It's always free.
Okay.
The involvement of investment only happens when we sign the contract. But
That's
during
good.
the consultation, the design stage, we always do that for free because it's always part of the service that companies like us do.
Even if they
Yeah.
don't get it, that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean
Okay.
our goal actually when we started in 2010 was just to really educate people. It doesn't matter if you buy from us, or of course it would be better if you get
Of
the
course.
system from us, but if you don't,
Of course.
at least you already are educated about solar. I mean, you already know
Yes,
Yeah.
the benefits of solar, and when you purchase a system, then the benefits that it could provide to you and to the environment is something that we will be happy about.
yeah.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Christian. Great answers today.
Thank you, sir. And I have a question, from for Ma'am Lot, as we fondly call her. Ma'am Lot, so far we've heard nga kaya di ay sa mga negosyo, big or small, nga mag-invest aning solar panels and solar technology, depending on the requirements, no, as mentioned by Sir Rick as well, and Sir, yes, Sir Ari is here with me at the studio. But sustainability wise, I know a lot of people are still quite confused no nga unsa gid ning sustainability and why should we all care for it regardless big or small, unsaon man nato pag make sure nga sustainable ni ang ato ang mission to go solar, and what is sustainability for you as well?
Mm. I think you're on mute, Nisla.
Okay, I'm
Yes,
sorry.
yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
So thank you, Miss Rian. So anyway, ang isa sa atong sustainability nga daw naon din is that actually aware naman kay tano sa grabe nga education karon for our care for the future. It's not just today that we are caring about na atay gains, na atay nakaginansya ta ana, naka-save ta ana, but also
Mm-mm.
ang atong future generation. So it's not nga imprint ta og carbon footprint, but instead a legacy sa ato nga we've shared a lot sa atong pag-care sa environment. So
Yeah.
that's aside from kana lagi sustainable ang atong kuan because our source, and then we can go sa atong day-to-day business nga less gid nga worry kay of course it adds up baya ang atong mga financial obligations sa atong businesses. So every day gahuna-huna ta ana. So here comes our kanang obligation nga makasustain ta sa atong environment plus atong cost benefit nga aspeto sa atong negosyo. Plus also to think also nga kana siya gihapon naka-save gihapon sa atong as mentioned no katong kang kulas, I can share on that
Mm-mm.
na wala gid tay worry free gid ang atong maintenance and repair sa atong mga solar panels. So isa sa siya nga makatabang gid sa ato nga dili na kay ta mag-worry about uy naunsa ka to ditong or how long na lang gid siya makadagan nga kind sa atong kuryente. But it
Mm-mm.
helps a lot good, especially gid sa atong financial gain because we are not talking about karon lang. We are talking about how long are you going to save from that installation kana siya no kay for let us say for 15 years wala na kay worries about sa imong kuryente even pa og mingon ta mag-increase ang power rate let us say how long like every year or 2 years or 3 years
Mm-mm.
sa probability nga mag-increase ang atong power rate
Yeah.
but then naka-save na ta kay na naman dito sa
Steady
atong
lang.
oo sa
Mhm.
atong system naka
Yeah.
kuha na gid ta na install na gid siya.
Yeah.
So thank you,
Uh,
Bob, for bringing that
Oo.
up. No, dili lang kay affordable, dili lang kay makatipid ta, dili lang kay makaginansya ta, kay ROI ta soon, but
Mm-mm.
also we are taking care of the environment and taking care of the future. It might sound so Miss University and so binibining Filipinasi, but really it's our responsibility as the people nga naa diri karon to take care of our
that's
future. We
right.
have our children ahead of us,
Mm.
Yes.
so
Mm.
it's
If I
really
may add to that, Gray,
all
no?
in one. Ha?
Mm.
Yeah, I'd like to add to that. That's a really good point what you just said, Gray. For us also, decisions that one of the reasons, one of the factors no, that we took in when we decided that we were going to do solar is really the conscious decision to
Yeah.
use renewable energy and to take care of the environment. Because also, my child, we would like to set a really good example for her, that using renewable energy is something that will help not only for her in the present, but also for her and the other youth and the children for the future, a better earth for them to be living in. So kulang bang good for us, it was kulang to just to consciously not use plastic, to consciously reuse materials in the house, but to actually power the whole house with sun energy. We felt that it was a really good lesson, an everyday lesson for her that good.
Yes, and the sun is for free. It's there. It's given by
It's
our creator
free.
for free.
Yeah.
So that's amazing, right? Shaila, do you have any other questions for our experts before we let them go?
Yes, can we, if I'm from Butuan, are you guys here? Is there a way that maybe we can reach out to maybe Mr. Christian or Mr. Rick? Are you guys here in Butuan? Do you guys visit? Or do you guys have these educational talks for groups? What's it like just finding out how we can get in touch with both your companies? I'll ask Mr. Yeah, there you go,
Yeah.
Christian.
Okay. Yeah. We have a presence in Butuan. In fact, we one of the major car a distributor is
Uh-huh.
our client, Toyota. The
Oh,
entire of
nice.
Mindanao has been supplying them. But you
Wow.
can actually get in touch with us on Facebook. So
Mhm,
it's Greenergy Solar PH. We also
mhm,
have a website. It's Greenergy solar.ph. And we would love, I mean, we would love invitation to educate,
mm.
because that's always the first step. There's no point of actually installing solar energy
Yeah,
system in clients without them
yeah,
understanding it fully, because it's gonna,
Yes.
yeah,
that's gonna bounce back to us. So it's
yeah.
important that
Mhm.
we educate. We tell them about not only the savings but also the
Mhm,
benefits of solar, to the
mm.
environment. So you can get in touch with us. We will, I think we can, put our Facebook page later on the screen, hopefully. Yeah, that's it. So it's there, so you can
Okay.
check on on our Facebook page. um just give us a message and then we'll respond directly.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Christian. What about Mr. Rick? How can for example people in Butuan get in touch with you? And is it better if it's individuals, groups, companies? Kasi basin unya kanang maulaw mo good like kunyari ako lang mag-isa. Would you recommend like I go with a group of people, I gather enough people or a company unsay mas maayo sa inyo ha so that your time is also we make more use of your time when you're here.
Ma'am, sa ano karon ma'am, we are just concentrating dito sa Buanga Peninsula.
Ang layo
Medyo
kasi.
malayo,
Oo,
yes,
oo.
medyo
Yes,
malayo
yes,
po.
ang layo.
So we are giving opportunity also from mga solarista din dyan sa part dyan
Mm,
sa Butuan. So
mm.
magkaano rin sila, they can reach us sa ano namin sa Santrastic Sambo yung mga setup namin, yung mga setup po namin
Okay.
makikita nila
Okay.
pwede nila mabisita.
Sige, pwede bang, last, are you open, both you and Mr. Christian, are your companies open to having people or businessmen franchise your company and then kanang sila ang or distributor at least, muraging ana, base na alang mga viewers who are thinking, oh, maybe I can distribute since, wala pa dili sa Butuan.
Yes po. Mas maganda kung gano'n na expanding ba. Pero sa ngayon, they're just maliit pa yung business. Pero we're open kasi nagsusupply. Kagaya ng dito sa area namin may isang product din kami na na kami din ang nagsusupply kaming galing din sa opo.
Okay.
Mm.
Open
Salamat.
we are very much open for that. Kasi magandang business venture din yan. Growth din yan
That's
para
good
sa
news.
opo.
I'm glad you brought that up, Shai. That's really good news, no?
Yeah.
That's also supporting local businesses as well, expanding
Yes.
it, making it more accessible to other people as well.
Yes.
I'd like to say hi to MJ Gamila and of course Owen Hyan. Hi. And then we do have one more question here. Can we do one more question? Na ay nag-message here on the Facebook page, Gray.
Yeah, sure. Let's read
Because earlier on, one of the questions that Kulas asked, unsa ang safety ani no will fire ingana. What is the safety unsa man ni siya, the hazard risk compared to using electricity in the homes, which we know, although very rarely na karon, fire hazard using electricity. What about using the solar panel? May mga hazards ani?
Can I answer, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Please do.
Yung makukonsider nating hazard, yung sa connection na using low quality materials, yun ang nakakatakot. Kasi may mga experience na kami ganyan, not sa experience namin, but the experience of other na kwento sa amin na napuntahan din namin yung na kami din ng troubleshoot, yung gumamit sila ng low quality materials. Yung example, yung battery. Yung battery wire ang ginamit nila is AC wire. So, hindi talaga yan, talagang iinit yan. Pag hindi nabantayan, delikado pa. That will cause fire. So, using the right materials, the quality, yan po ang pinakamagandang investment.
So, do your research.
Yeah. So Rick,
Yes
I'm glad
po.
you brought that up because I was about to ask karon lang yun, no? So, would you advise nga, likayan ang pag-DIY aning mga solar panels? Kaya basin mag-order lang kalit online, wala sila kabalo sa mga specifications, sa unsaon pag-setup, and it might cause, more harm than good. So, unsa
Yes,
mo ang
ma'am.
advice sa mga gatan-aw karon nga, yes, mag-solar, nag-gid ko mag-solar, unya mag-order, di ko sa, dili ko expert ani. So, would you advise nga mag-DIY depende sa requirement or would you advise nga magduol gyud sa mga eksperto?
Para sa solarist, we advise mag-consult sila sa mas may alam. Kahit kami, medyo na sa business, pero we consult experts. Pati dapat, wag lang tayo parati sa dun sa mga online benta nito mura. Pero ang afternoon, ano yung magiging epekto? Mura nga yung pero yung tagal niya, talagang hindi talaga tatagal at baka mas malaki pa yung dadamage o masisira sa ganung
Yes.
setup. So, okay naman siguro yung mga setup DIY, pero dapat with the ng mga expert.
Yes.
Pati
May
yung
guidance
quality
talaga.
materials
Yeah.
guidance talaga, yun talaga ang pinaka-importante.
Kay usahay, ang free advice is actually more expensive than
Yes.
expert advice. Sir Aris, I heard you were agreeing kaganina
Yeah.
with Sir Rick. Would you like to add anything before we go?
Yeah, I think one of the learnings, no, and I always tell this to the clients no nga mag-inquire, because there are a lot of people online. There's a lot of people who advertise products kanang barato ra kaayo ba, then daghan kay
Mm,
promises paasa.
mm, mm.
So, so what I always say is that if it's too good to be true, then it's
Yes.
not true. It's probably not true. So,
Yeah.
when you commit to something, when you promise something, when you um, do something, no, you have to back it up with facts.
Yeah.
The person you're talking to has to understand. So I agree with Sir Rick very much. Na it's okay. I mean, if you feel like if you're an engineer and your line really is solar and you consult with people who are also in solar, that's totally fine if you do DIY. But if you're not an expert, please always talk to the people who know better about solar, because naggasto lagi kag less than 100,000 karon, pero in the next month wala kay balay, mas mahal pa kag gasto. So ay
Good.
na lang.
Yes, yes, yes,
Ay na
yes.
lang.
Ma'am
Yeah,
Lot,
can
would
I,
you
oh
like to
yes,
add anything? Yes, Ma'am
yeah,
Lot.
can I add to that? Kay actually kami office man ang amo, no? So, mo ingon gid ko nga seek kanang consultation from an expert. So sa amo dinhi gabuhaton namo is we have a power requirement audit. Gay audit gid namo what are the appliances we have. Especially kami we have plenty of
Okay.
aircons, we have
Yeah.
electric fans, we have lights, no?
Mm-mm.
So dako gid big requirement. So that is why first step good is the power audit requirement gid namo before mag try na dahil mi og contact kung unsa gid even though naalugar mi on grid gyapon mi hybrid ang atong system but still for us for our savings also mo nang i-check it gihapon namo ang requirement nato para wala gyud bolilyaso simbako because it's a building and it's kanang
Exactly.
ang atos ang good practice it has to be koan gihapon ma-maintain. Yeah,
Yes.
So
so
thank
ana
you.
lang
That's right.
yun. Before going into anything, especially power lisod gid kaya na siya no, kay kuryente, overnight dili ka makatulog nga gud. Okay ra bagi ka tong among opisina. Okay ra bagi ka ning balay while you're sleeping, di ba? So it's good nga naagi insakto nga audit before installing.
That's right. Thank you
Yeah,
so
that's
much
it.
tayo itong mga eksperto for today. Ma'am Lot, Sir Rick, and Sir Aris. Grabe, dakan kay mig natunan. Especially ako, nga plano pa lang nga mag-solar, no? So, dakan kaayong salamat kay dakan kay mig natunan this afternoon. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
everybody.
you're
Thank you.
welcome. Thank you too
Thank you.
for the
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
invitation.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Thank you.
Ako, Nicole, Shaila, this was one enlightening day for all of us. And you guys have helped me so much karon nga adlaw. And dakan pod kaayo tag questions na receive
Yes,
online,
yes.
dakan maayong comments. So, for both of you, unsa man inyong advice no sa ato ang mga viewers karon who are so interested to go solar just like you guys.
Yeah, for me, I'm going to say thank you. First of all, Grayan, for inviting myself and Nicole here in your episode. Miskin kami, daghan po ni na tunan, no? And yes, absolutely. Kami, we did DIY, pero yun nga, we did consult our friends who were in that space as well, no? In the solar space as well. So that's fine. And of course, it's also a bukid and kubo lang na maliit. So okay kay siya, nag-ingana lang. But to all the rest who want to start, definitely seek help from people who know more than ourselves, diba? And hopefully you guys can look into it and make the shift to solar, a stepping stone as well into other sustainable practices as well. Like for us, for example, we did solar, and so we're also doing we catch rainwater para sa mga plants, ingana. And then we also do bokashi, where we all our food scraps we put it into the farm. So it's make going green really part of your lifestyle. Dili siya para lang makahinambog ta na kinina ako'y
Yeah.
solar ing
That's
ani.
right.
It's really out of the concern of our hearts. Katong giingon ni Nicole na it's really for the future. And miskin kami, even if we don't have children, it's really for the future of our country and of course our world. connect.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
like that Shai is doing something like that. Like it's not just solar energy, but you're also
Mm-mm.
using wind energy and
Mm-mm.
recycling. All of that, it all
Yes.
comes together. And I think a lot of
Mm.
people that difficult to start, but little
Yeah.
things. It doesn't have to
Yes.
be anything big. Whatever you
Yes.
can do in your own capacity, whatever you can do in wherever you are, however it is, your
Mm.
whatever your situation is, no matter how small, whatever you can do to save the environment and use the God-given supplies
Mm.
that we
Yes.
have all around us.
Good.
We're good. We're good. There's really nothing for us to worry anymore.
Truly an inspiring day for everyone. And we are so blessed to have you guys here with us, Shaila and Nicole. And we hope to see more of your projects about sustainability because both of you are truly such an inspiration for women out there, for moms out there, and for everybody. Dakan kaayong salamat. And guys, please follow them on their social media pages. Would you like to promote your pages before you go?
Go,
Yeah,
Shai.
sure. Yeah, sure. For me, it's Akbang Pilipinas and Shaila Sanchez, like over here. Yun lang. And go ahead, Nicole.
Yes, also over here. There you go. Nicola Bastatayan, Nikki TV. I am also NIKI TV on Instagram and on Twitter as well. So do follow and subscribe. Salamat kaayo. Mindanao Go Solar.
Salamat!
Salamat kaayo, Gray, for having us.
Thanks, Gray.
Salamat
Thanks,
kaayo,
Mindanao Go
Shaila
Solar.
and Nicole. See you very, very soon. Unta mo
Bye-bye.
kagamitan.
Amping tanan.
Amping, amping. Daghang salamat. Wow, this is just a memorable day for me personally because the kay kong natunan and Nicole was right, no, the kay intimidated to start using solar generated technology and electricity, and I was one of them, but now I'm about 98% sure na next month i-convince na ako akong husband nga mag-solar na sa balay. Well, now guys, you know the drill. It's time to win some prizes. So get your phones up and running and follow us on social media. Answer the question and you have the chance to win solar goodies from Mindanao Go Solar Movement. All you need to do is to answer the question flashed on your screens. The first one nga makatubag with the correct answer gets the prize. And prizes will be mailed to your address, so don't you worry about where you are in Mindanao. Okay, let's go. Let's start with question number 1. Which of the following energy has the greatest potential among all the sources of renewable energy? A, is it solar energy? Number 2, wind energy. C, thermal energy. Or D, hydroelectrical energy? Do we have any answers? Serena Blair says letter A. Margot Sarmiento says letter A as well, solar energy. Uziel Monisit says A. Charlemagne Chaste Albiola says B. The correct answer is, you know it, it's solar energy. Congratulations to our first winner. And here's our second question. Electricity generation is the main application of solar cells, which is generated from A, water, B, sunlight, C, wind, and D, biomass. Answers, please. We have Keen Alviola, letter B. Serena Blair, also letter B. Uziel Monisit says B. Saina Bagaris says B as well. And Jane Manriquez says B. The correct answer is letter B. You got it right. Sunlight. The third question is, who invented the first solar panel in 1941? Is it A, Alexander Becquerel, B, Bell Laboratories, or C, Russell Ohl? This is a tough question. Well, we've got a few answers here. Serena Blair says C. Keen Alviola says C. Felvin says C. Bawal mag-Google, ha? And the last one we have... Oh, okay, that was it. The correct answer is... And again, the prize goes to the first one who answered correctly. Letter C, Russell O. Congratulations to all our winners today. And thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today, Woke Wednesday. We are indeed blessed to be given the opportunity to learn more about the benefits, the amazing and endless benefits of solar-generated electricity. Thank you, everybody, for making this Woke Wednesday truly a success. But of course, we'll be here all week. So I think it's going to be flashed on your screens right now, the rest of the schedules for Solar Week 2022. Next up tomorrow is Thrifty Thursday, everybody's favorite word, magtipid, thrifty. Tomorrow, we'll learn of how to make tipid from solar and also what possibilities are there to finance our plans to go solar. And finally, Feel Good Friday is all about the feels and good vibes about doing something for the environment, for the climate, and for overall sustainability. Don't forget, guys, to like and subscribe to our social media pages. Find Mindanao Go Solar Movement channels on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Tag us too. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a wrap for today. Truly a woke Wednesday for each and every one of us. So see you all tomorrow for another interesting day at Solar Week 2022. Bye.